My name is Hind Rajab. I was 6 years old when an Israeli tank fired 335 bullets into my family's car. I am speaking to you now not as a survivor, but as a voice from the ashes of Gaza. A voice that refuses to be silenced, even as the world turns away. Let me tell you what it feels like to live and die in a genocide. It was January 29th, 2024. My family and I were fleeing our home in Gaza City. The streets were empty, the buildings shattered. My aunt, uncle, and cousins were with me. We thought if we kept moving, we might find safety. But safety does not exist in Gaza. The tank saw us first. I heard the bullets before I saw the fire. They tore through the car like thunder, one after another, until everyone around me was gone. My cousin Layan screamed into the phone for help, but the soldiers shot her too. I hid under my mother's scarf, bleeding from my back and leg, whispering to the Red Crescent paramedics. I'm so scared. Please come. Please take me. For 3 hours, I waited. The tank was so close I could see its shadow through the broken window. When the ambulance finally arrived, the soldiers destroyed it too. They killed the paramedics, Yousef and Ahmed, who had come to save me. 12 days later, they found my body in the car, surrounded by my family's. The doors were riddled with holes. The world called it a war crime. But in Gaza, this is just another Tuesday. You think this is an isolated story? Look around you. Over 62,000 Palestinians have been killed since October 2023. More than 13,300 were children like me. The International Court of Justice called this a plausible genocide and ordered Israel to stop. But nothing changed. Instead, they blocked food, water, and medicine. Now, 500,000 of us are starving. Mothers grind animal feed to make bread. Children chew on leaves. My friend Amal, who was 4, died last week. Her belly swelled from hunger. Her ribs poked through her skin. The doctors had no formula to save her. The World Health Organization says 57 children have already starved to death. 71,000 more under 5 will face acute malnutrition this year. This isn't war, it's extermination. The world's courts have spoken. The ICJ demanded Israel let aid in. Human Rights Watch says Israel is still blocking trucks, bombing food convoys, and lying about it. They called it starvation as a weapon of war. But the bombs keep falling. In Rafah, where families fled to tents, Israel burned them alive. In Al-Mawasi, they shelled a UN school sheltering orphans. They even attacked the Red Cross office, killing 22 people. The United Nations says there's no safe place in Gaza. Not a hospital, not a mosque, not a child's bedroom. Do you know what it's like to drink sewage water? To dig through rubble for a spoonful of rice? To watch your baby brother cry for milk that doesn't exist? This is what Israel's blockade has done. They won't let fuel into power hospitals. They won't let doctors treat the wounded. My neighbour, Dr. Sami, tried to save a boy with shrapnel in his chest. He had no anaesthesia, no bandages. The boy died screaming. This is not collateral damage. This is policy. Israel's defense minister said, "No humanitarian aid will enter Gaza." Their national security minister said, "As long as our hostages are in tunnels, not a gram of food will enter." But collective punishment is a war crime. Starvation is a war crime. Killing paramedics is a war crime. And yet, the tanks keep rolling. Western countries send Israel the bombs that killed my family. The United States, Germany, France. They act shocked when they see our bodies, but their weapons flow like rivers. They veto ceasefires at the UN. They call us human shields to justify slaughter. Even now, after the ICJ ruling, they refuse to stop. Human Rights Watch says these governments are complicit in genocide. Students at Columbia University renamed a building Heinz Hall to protest. But politicians called them anti-Semitic. Why is my life worth less than a bullet? When I close my eyes, I see the tank's barrel pointing at me. I hear my mother's voice on the phone, begging me to hold on. I feel the blood drying on my dress. But Gaza's children have no time to mourn. Every day, more of us vanish. Our schools are graves. Our playgrounds are mass graves. Our lullabies are the sound of drones. The world says, never again. But again is happening now. To us. The International Criminal Court has evidence. Amnesty International called this genocide. Forensic experts mapped the bullet holes in our car. Yet Israel denies it all. They said their troops weren't nearby, but satellite images showed 15 tanks in our neighborhood that day. They said they'd investigate, but no one believes them anymore. I am not a number. I am Hind Rajab. I loved strawberries and drawing flowers. I wanted to be a teacher. Now I am a symbol of everything the world ignores. But you can still choose. Will you be complicit in our erasure? Or will you fight for us while there's still a us left to fight for? Gaza is not a battlefield. It is a graveyard. And unless you stop the bombs, the hunger, the silence, you will bury us all.